Hey everybody, welcome back to The Brave and the Boys. I'm your host Jake, and here we have my largest Omnibus Deluxe Absolute haul ever. So we're going to jump into why I got each book, what it means to me, what you could be looking forward to on the channel, and I want to thank you all for watching. Shout out to our sponsor, Organic Price Books. Most of these books were purchased from Organic Price Books, but a few of them were given for free. So I want to say thank you all if you've used our code to give us a little bit of commission. I did spend, real money on a lot of these, but I was able to get some with commission, and some were given to me for free to do overviews on. So I feel like a real YouTuber. I feel like I've made it, and that is all thanks to you, the viewer. So if you don't know, Organic Price Books, one of the best websites to buy books on. If you're buying 1 or 2 books, you can use the code Braveboys to save $2, or if you're shipping 3 or more, you can use the code Braveboyssit to save 5%, and that makes it a killer deal. But let's jump in to why I got these books.
Deep within a bleak and dismal swamp, hidden beneath its murky waters, lies the headquarters of the most sinister villains of all time, the Legion of Doom.
Up first, we have Absolute Dark Knight's Metal and Absolute Death Metal. These were 2 books I went back and forth on if I were going to purchase them. The reason why is I own them in multiple formats, but you know what? I'm an Absolute viewer. Intrepid viewers of this channel know Absolutes are my favorite way to collect, and I just had to own them. I wanted to, to do an overview of this for the channel. I didn't want to have Absolute Dark Knight's Metal and not have Absolute Metal, but I'm happy I pulled the trigger, and they look awesome. Here you'll see it has a dust jacket, really cool, got some awesome art. You gotta love that Greg Capullo art. And Metal is just a deeply personal story for me. It was my first Crisis that I ever read in single issues, and Death Metal was my last. We'll make that look better in editing, or I'll leave it in, who cares. Dark Knight's Death Metal was my last event that I read. I kind of stopped collecting single issues after it. So these 2 bookend my single issue collecting of DC perfectly, and I'm very happy. Will I get the Omnibus? Of course. But if my girlfriend's watching, no, I won't. Be prepared of an overview of this one. Once I'm done, I'll link it here. Guys, I can't wait to read these. Next up, this is extremely excited for me to show off, but I have not 1, but 2 copies of Invincible Compendium hardcover 2. So the reason these are so special for me is this right here is my copy, and it was the first copy I was able to place with commissions that I had built up from you amazing viewers using my code. So thank you so much. I was talking to JP about it, and he was nice enough, JP, the owner of Organic Price Books, he was nice enough to throw in a free copy on top of the copy that I purchased with my commissions for my co-host Jordan. So this is my copy, this is Jordan's copy. So we are very excited. This is probably the first thing that we read, so we're gonna do an overview of this, which we'll link here when it's done, and I'm really excited. So Invincible is a series I loved. I had the 3 softcover compendiums. I tore through them after a breakup, and it was amazing. The TV show was amazing, but I did sell them when I heard the hardcovers were coming out. So I have the first one, Jordan has the first one, he read it, he loved it, so be prepared for a lot of Invincible love from this channel, and we can't wait to get the 3rd one when it comes out. But I want to say thank you so much to you amazing viewers for finally, because I've invested a ton of money into this channel, and we don't make money from YouTube yet. We're close, but I haven't got my pennies yet from Google. But I want to say thank you all for using our code. I would love for you to continue to do so. It's a free way you guys can get a discount on your book and support this channel if you guys love us. So be prepared for an overview of Invincible number 2. Up next is Usagi Yojimbo. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. If not, eviscerate me in the comments. But I have wanted to read this masterpiece for a really long time, so I'm really excited. I'm gonna read this along with Bunkmaster B. We're gonna do a little readathon, so if any of you have it and you want to read along with it, it could be the first official Brave and the Boys book club. But I'm super excited. Don't really know what to expect. I've heard that it's all created by one guy named Stan Sakai. Heard there's a lot to read after this. It's been one continuous story for a while, but I thought, what, I'll start with this. So this right here is supposed to be the beginning of it, the special edition. So it has 2 hardcover books. I've actually never looked inside of this before. So this is volume 1. Show that to the camera. And then here is volume 2. And I'm really excited to read this. I have no idea what to expect. He looks like a badass samurai, which, I'm always down for that. And it should be pretty exciting. But, look at the random page. This art looks phenomenal. So I'm really excited to read both of these. This will probably be one of the, you know, more recent things I read after. These will probably be one of the, you know, first things I read because I got to do the book club. But if you guys would like an official Brave and the Boys book club, let us know in the comments. I'd love to do one. Maybe we could even do like a live stream where we all talk about it, you know, that'd be really fun. But Usagi Yojimbo, the special edition, I'm very happy to own. Up next is not one, but two books by the amazing Mark Russell. Is he amazing? I don't know. I've heard nothing but great things about him. I've never read any of his stories before. So I, you know, looked up at what books were awesome to get. So this one has Michael Allred art and Laura Allred coloring, which I fell in love with Silver Surfer. If you want to know about Silver Surfer, you can watch Jordan's video here. And the Flintstones, from what I know about it, I read one issue, the very first issue, years ago when DC did their Hanna-Barbera crossover stuff, and it was like, wasn't like a comedy. It's like a seething critique of American culture. It felt like Mad Men, but with Fred Flintstone. And I'm super excited to read it. It's a deluxe edition. I hope they collect more of the Hanna-Barbera. We get an omnibus of it someday. But as you'll see, one is in this place, one is not. I've already started reading it. I'm about halfway through, and oh my god, it is one of the best books I've read all year. It's giving me the same vibe of like New Frontier, where it's like a timeless story where, I mean, I cannot wait for a deluxe or absolute or something bigger from this. This is one of the best books ever. Everyone should go read it. Go to Organic Price Books, buy it. You have to. It's amazing. Flintstones, heard it's really good. Like I said, I read the first issue years ago. Excited to dig in that too. But I mean, I couldn't pass up, you know, one of my favorite artists. Up next, we have an amazing, generous little thank you from someone I would honestly consider a friend of the channel at this point, Fire Guy Ryan. For those of you that don't know, Comic Tom and Fire Guy Ryan are coming out with a brand new comic called Crashdown. We're super excited. We were able to do a live stream. It was our first 4-person live stream. Go watch it here. It was very chaotic. Go pick up Crashdown when it's out. And he messaged me and he said, hey, I'd love to send you a thank you for doing an interview with us. And I was like, oh my God, that's so generous, of course. But my only question was, do I have to share it with Jordan? And his response was, yes, you two have to duel to the death. Well, thankfully, it was a fair grab bag of comics. He gave us 2 issues of each one of the same issue, so no duel to the death, sadly. But I want to kind of flip you through and show. So I don't really know much about them. As you know, we're not huge into single issues, but this is a badass looking Invincible cover. So I don't know if this is like a reprint. It kind of looks like he's fighting the werewolf guy from Invincible. I don't really remember his name. Then we have Something is Killing the Children. So I don't know what makes this different because I won one of these off an auction from Whatnot from Gym Mint, but this one has this little doodle of a girl in the background that Jess's doesn't, so this will probably also go to Jess. Then there's this one. I have no idea what this is. If you guys know what this is and if it's worth reading, let me know. But this looks really cool, so thank you. And lastly, we have Heavy Metal. Maybe I should have put these with the death metal and, you know, Dark Knight's metal. Again, know nothing about heavy metal, but honestly, thank you so much, Fire Guy Ryan. This was incredibly generous. Everyone go watch that interview and everyone go buy Crashdown when it's out. Next up, I have to give another thank you to Organic Price Books. This is going to be a collection of books that they sent me to do overviews of. So one of them, or 2 of them, I have a bone to pick with JP. He's trying to get me in trouble, but you know what? I'm calling his bluff. I'm raising the ante. So he'd sent me 3 absolutes. So we have Absolute Infinite Crisis, which I've always wanted to own, but it was hard to justify because I have the Omnibus, but I'm super happy. And he sent me Absolute Justice League Origin and Superman Batman Absolute #1. You'll see Volume 2 here. This I did buy myself, but because I mean, how can I have Volume 1 and not Volume 2? But I'm very excited, so we will be doing overviews of each of these. I'm really excited. I love absolutes. I mean, once he found out I'm an absolute lover, he wanted to take care of me. Next one's a little bit of a bone to pick. So he saw my video doing an unboxing with my girlfriend, and he told me, make sure you unbox this with your girlfriend. And he threw in, very generously, Bomb Queen Deluxe Edition 1 and 2. I don't know much about Bomb Queen, but did Jess believe that? No, she didn't. She wanted to know why I bought Bomb Queen. So look forward to an overview, if I'm allowed to show anything, of Bomb Queen's Deluxe Edition 1 and 2 that I'll do with Jess, if I can get her to agree. But yeah, she took 2, you know, 1 look at this book, or both of them, and she was a little annoyed at me. So thanks for getting me into some hot water, but you know, it'll be fun to do overviews with her. I wish I would have got that on camera, you know, her reaction when she saw these. As it says right here, 256 pages of pure, absolute, broady, sexy, violent, satirical, unethical, political. Oh my God, did she just do that supervillain badassness between 2 covers? So thank you. He was also nice enough to throw in Batman Damned. Was a little bummed when I found out this didn't have Bat Dong in it, but you know what? I'm excited. So again, Organic Price Books, thank you for being an amazing sponsor. I can't wait to pump out overviews of these, so look forward to those on our channel. Link here. Just kidding, probably won't link all of them, but guys, let's go on to my next one. Up next, we have a fun little grab bag of Marvel Omnis that I picked up. Spider-Man 2099. I was on the fence. I've never read it. It wasn't really my time, but I think I was like halfway through watching, maybe 20 minutes into Across the Spider-Verse, and I was like, okay, I'm buying that omnibus as soon as I get out. So really excited to read it. I've heard nothing but good things. I hope we get more 2099 stories in the future. I heard Doctor Doom 2099 is phenomenal. There will be a volume 2 of this later this year that I will pick up, and I'm very excited to have Uncanny X-Men 5 and Uncanny X-Men 3. Now, why did I just get 3 and 5? That's because I have all of the other ones. So this completed my omnibus collection of X-Men from Stan Lee's The X-Men 1 all the way up to Chris Claremont and Jim Lee's X-Men 2. So I think the only 2 I'm missing are those 2 OHCs, Days of Futures Past and Extinction Agenda, which probably won't buy because they're horribly out of print, you know? But I have the omnibus collection of all the Uncanny X-Men, all the crossovers, and, you know, I will say my only gripe is they have never printed volume 4 with the new spine, but if you want to buy custom spines, shout out to Roy21 from Reddit. Awesome person to get custom spines for. I will be hitting him up for this and for my Daredevil, but I will be fixing my volume 4. Up next are 3 absolutes that I already owned in other formats. So we have Absolute Planetary. This is the new version that's just one big chunky volume. Absolute Batman Year 1, which I did own in the deluxe. Thank you for Jordan for sharing that with me. And Absolute Multiversity. So I used to own Multiversity twice. I owned the trade paperback and I owned the deluxe edition. But I gave the trade paperback to a good friend of the channel, one of our mods, Bar, the Unstoppable Bar. And it didn't sit right with me to only have 1 volume of Multiversity. So I'm really excited. This has one of my favorite comics ever, Pax Americana, which is an amazing, amazing book. I love Frank Quitely art. He's one of my favorite artists, so I had to get this. I love Year 1 because it has both the old and the new colorings of Year 1. Only way to collect that, so it does a similar thing like The Killing Joke. And Planetary, I haven't read the Omnibus or the Absolute. I'm really excited for it. I want to do a future video called Absolute or Omni and talk about the differences between, you know, what Absolute or what if you're fine with the Deluxe or the Omnibus. So look forward to that video. So, you know, this was just an investment in the channel. You know, you got to spend money to make money. So, right? That's how... I don't know. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited to jump into this and read the Absolute. I'll probably give the Omnibus to Jordan. But yeah, guys, these are my next absolutes from DC. Now I'm excited to show you an absolute not by DC. Up next is a book I have wanted to buy for a really long time, and I kind of felt like time was running out. So it's The Complete Life of Times of Scrooge McDuck. Rocking the Scrooge McDuck tee, so that was a little spoiler for you. But this is a book that I always wanted, and then when Bunk pulled it out, oh, that kind of sounded dirtier than I meant it. Maybe I'll fix that in editing. When Bunk interviewed us on the 100th live stream special between Jordan and I, which it'll be linked here, I was like, okay, I gotta own that. So this is actually my first Fantagraphics book. I really wanted to get it because for those of you that don't know, Disney is distancing themselves from some versions, some stories in this book. So this will be the last time it's reprinted in its complete form. So it is larger than a traditional absolute. Jordan, can you hand me an absolute? So this is larger than not just the Parker Martini edition, but a traditional, okay, you have the thickest absolute. But yeah, look at how much bigger this is. It's bigger than the box. The art looks amazing. I'm going to flip it open. Hopefully it's not something racist. Am I good? Jordan made a face like, eh. I'm really excited to read this. I've heard nothing but good things. And I love Disney and I love DuckTales. I love both the old and the new DuckTales. So I'm really excited to read this. And I'm happy as a lover of history that I get it before they censor it. Now, I don't want to get into the context of should they censor or should they not censor. I like how Disney Plus does it, where they give you a warning before you watch Peter Pan, where they say, hey, this was a caricature of the time. I don't think that we should erase our history, but I'm also a white guy. It's not my decision to say. So I'm extremely happy to own this book, and I cannot wait to read it.
I say we don't censor it. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
Okay, if any of you are still watching, we made it to the end of the haul. So these were some last minute Marvel books that, I was happy to snag. Full Circle is probably the 4th time I bought a book for the OmniDog Book Club. and then not been able to read it or join the book club. I'm really excited though. I've always wanted it. Alex Ross is one of my favorite artists, and he also writes this one. So I'm extremely excited to read it. This is the Frank Miller Compendium. So Frank Miller Daredevil is awesome. I have Daredevil is my favorite Marvel character, and this has some amazing stories I've always wanted to read. Shout out to the Near Mint Discord for those of you that aren't a member. We always work together. So someone recommended this as a reputable eBay seller selling it new. It said it might be, okay, maybe a ding or something. My book looks perfect, so I'm very happy. So I was able to get it new. And lastly, I got Thunderbolts 2 and 3. So these, I will say, I did get from in-stock trades. The reason why is Thunderbolts 2 was only like $37. And I was like, you know what? How can I not get Thunderbolts 2? But then I was like, if I add the Thunderbolts 2 to my cart, Thunderbolts 3 is going to be lonely. It's like when you go to the pound and you see 2 kittens, you can't just take one. So I did get this one. This actually did go on sale a week later for even cheaper. I think it's down to $50. So they did honor a price match for me. So shout out to InStock Trades for that. So I did get both Thunderbolts. I am missing Volume 1. If any of my viewers is selling Volume 1 or knows of a good place to get Volume 1, I'd love to do that. So I really wanted to invest in this series because the movie's coming out soon. I'd like to know a little more about it. And some of them Thunderbolts omnibuses that they're releasing next year looked really interesting to me, so I wanted to jump in, and they both were a really compelling price. So that brings me to the end of the haul. Hopefully this was entertaining. Let's jump into the conclusion, the money shot with everything there. So let's jump into the conclusions. And there you have it, folks. I just want to first say I apologize to my mom, and I apologize to Jess, my girlfriend, not OmniDog. Guys, don't show them this video. But that is my haul for the month of May and the first 2 weeks of June. So yeah, a lot of these will be overviews. Some of these will be reviews. Maybe I'll do some as giveaways for future videos. But yeah, I'm very excited to dig in all of these. These are all books that I really want. Thank you to everyone that made this possible. So thank you to Fire Guy Ryan. Again, go check out Crashdown. Thank you to Organic Price Books. Thank you for, all the books that you threw in, or the ability to get some commission. If you want to see more videos like this, you guys can use the code MORE. So one more time, if you're buying 1 or 2 books, you can use the code Braveboys to save $2. Or if you're buying 3 or more, you can use the code Braveboyssit. Majority of these were purchased from Organic Price Books. A couple of these, were given as, free gifts. So I just want to say thank you to them, and thank you to all of you who make this possible. Guys, we are coming in at the final stretch before we hit the monetization goal of YouTube. So I think at the time of shooting this, we have like 842 subscribers and 3,600 watch hours. So for those of you that don't know, we need to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So we can do it, guys. I feel it. Thank you for all of you for making this possible. I love this. It was, coming back after a week and a half off, I feel really refreshed. I will say though, that I am going to take another week off at the end of June. I am going to Washington, DC. I'm going to see my 2 best friends, Misha and Sasha. I'm also going to visit the elusive OmniDog. I'm going to be allowed into the OmniDog Batcave. So look forward to a in-person stream with Jess. That'll be fun. Hopefully I don't get kicked out like Near Mint Condition or Very Fine Condition if Jess is watching this. Yeah, that kind of brings this video to a close. Thank you all for watching. Please comment down below if this was excessive, if this wasn't enough, what book was your favorite, what book was here crazy that I got, Like, comment, and subscribe, share it with your friends, and most importantly, keep reading and stay brave.